Okay, in this one there's a little bit more to do, and it looks like the first thing that it wants us to do is that it wants us to graph out, and it looks like it's going to be a quadrilateral QRST, and it wants us to put it on the graph. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so there we go. And what it wants us to do next is that find the coordinates of the images, these points with a dilation of 3 scale factor, and it's all from the origin. So what we're going to do, just like the previous video, is that we're going to take all of these original points, and we're going to multiply each of the x's and y's by the scale factor 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so there's all the points, and remember is that the only thing that we did is that we took these, multiplied it by 3, and each one of those is down there. So our next step is that it wants us to graph that. So let's do that. So I got a -6, which is going to give me right here. And I got a -9, 0. Okay, and I'm forgetting my labels, which is bad. Shouldn't do that. And let's see, R prime. And 0, 6, which is S prime. And then we have 9, -3. And that is T prime. Okay, and if I connect all the dots, I'm going to get a quadrilateral that is going to be 3 times larger than the original. Okay, so now what it wants us to do is it wants us to find the distance formula. So I'm going to do these in a different color. So the distance formula of QR. Okay, so we got to find the distance of that, and then we want to find the distance of Q prime, R prime. Okay, so to do that, we're going to need the points, which we already have in the previous part, which is going to be right here and right here. And then we need to apply the distance formula to that. If we remember, the distance formula is going to be this guy. And we can drop in the values from there. Oops. Darn it, I'm having a hard time writing that. And see what the distances are for those particular values. So let me go ahead and start to knock those out. Okay, and so I forgot to write the QR here, but anyhow, if we look at these two using the distance formula, I got for QR I got √5, and I haven't finished Q prime R prime quite yet, as I got the square root of 45. So what I want to do is break square root of 45 down and see what that is going to give me. So that's going to be a 9 and a 5 and a 3 and a 3. And so the 3 is going to come out, and so I'd get 3 square root of 5. Now, let's take a look, filling these in. I got the square root of 5 right here, and I got 3 square root of 5 right here. And so you notice, it's just like, how are they related? And just like we have this scale factor of 3, okay, is that they are related by QR, Q prime R prime is 3. Okay, so the 3 in front right here, because this is 1 square root of 5, this is 3 square roots of 5. So Q prime R prime is 3 times longer than QR, which happens to be the scale factor, which is right here. And so what this shows us is that all those sides are going to, if we were to continue this, and we don't want to use the distance formula for every single side here, but are going to continue to be 3 times larger, because the sides, the lengths, are going to also be multiplied in that particular length of, or the scale factor of 3, okay? And so yeah, that is the wrap up on doing a dilation and kind of like looking at its properties either in space or on a graph. And so take a shot at the exercises that are going to follow, and yeah, let me know if you have any questions. So see you in the next video.